Okay, so firstly, let's let's discuss the actual Oscars, and then we will come back to what actually happened. All right, so starting with, mm, can you see it? Okay, yeah. So starting with best sound. We'll not be going through every single one because there are a lot, but only the main ones. Best sound was won by Dune. I thought that was pretty well deserved. The sound of Dune was amazing. The sound design was
Yeah.
amazing. And I thought that was totally deserved. But I haven't seen the other movies on the list here. But I'm going to get to
This is
Belfast
this,
and The Power of the Dog.
yeah, it's a weird year because I usually would see more of these
Yeah,
movies,
me
but
too.
like Coda I haven't seen, and that's my own fault as well. I need to go and watch these movies, but I Dune was class.
Yeah, Dune won 6 Oscars, man. That's
I thought
the
it won
highest.
the like
The highest, Oscar-winning movie was Dune yesterday, and its director wasn't even nominated.
yeah we'll get
The
yeah we'll get to it
tragedy of
because
Dune.
we'll get to it because I've seen The Power of the Dog, and
Oh, you have?
I think they made a mis- yeah I think they made a mistake with the
Yep.
director.
So next up is production design. Dune again won. That's again well deserved. I thought that was good,
Hmm.
but I would have also not be surprised if the tragedy of Macbeth won because that was also pretty good, man. Like, have you seen the movie?
No,
Dude, it's one of the best looking movies I've seen ever. So, yeah.
what production was that? Was that an A24 movie?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
No,
That's why.
uh,
Wasn't that?
it was on Apple
Apple as well?
TV Plus, but I don't know if the production was A24. I forget. I think it was.
I'll look it up.
All right. So the next one is best film editing. That also was won by Dune. And this is kind of surprising to me because I didn't find the editing to be that great that it stood out to me. Maybe that's a good thing because you're not supposed to notice the editing being good. And I'm really surprised why Don't Look Up is here because that's one of the worst editing I've seen ever. But that's just, his style, so I just don't like it.
Yeah, Dune. Yeah, I've no complaints with Dune. And Don't Look Up shouldn't have been nominated for a lot of
Yeah.
things. I don't think good movie, but it wasn't. Doesn't seem like a Oscars movie. I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, my A24 did the tragedy of Macbeth.
Nice. So yeah, A24 and Apple TV Plus both have an Oscar on their names. All right. So next up is best costume design. Cruella won. We had no surprises there.
Yeah, I was actually I don't you didn't like Cruella that much. I actually really liked it, but
But the
I
design
think
was good. Costume design.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, if you're into fashion and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you would have really enjoyed it because there was even I thought some of the costumes were amazing in
Yeah.
that. So yeah, I think that I had some. I didn't think it would win, but fair play to the I don't know the name, but the costume designer did a fantastic job.
hmm All right. So the next up we have best cinematography. 100% Greg Fraser for Dune. That's
Yeah,
definitely deserved. But again, in even in this category, I wouldn't have been surprised if Tragedy of Macbeth won because, dude, again, it's one of the best looking movies ever. So that's also pretty
mm.
good. Documentary, animated short. Okay, so the next one is best original score, which Hans Zimmer won. And this announcement came to him when he was sleeping in his hotel room, and his daughter woke him up just to get the award. The most
yeah,
boss thing to ever happen.
yeah. He doesn't give a fuck.
Oh man, he's just like you.
Yeah, he was. Me and Hans Zimmer were asleep, man. We were getting some well needed shut eye, and
Yeah.
he won an Oscar, and I I just woke up to see Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. But
So the next one is best visual effects. Spider-Man No Way Home didn't win. Free Guy didn't win.
I thought you were going to say it. Spider-Man No Way Home one. I was going to go on a rant. I was
Nope.
like,
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I actually thought, they might have given it to this movie because this movie has some pretty good VFX, but also it also has some bad VFX in some places. I wouldn't say bad, but unfinished or unrealistic. But that was the point because it's supposed to be fantasy. But again, Dune won this one as well, and I have no complaints because it just looked phenomenal.
yeah,
Best makeup and hairstyling goes to The Eyes of Tammy Faye, which I'm not surprised in the least.
I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen it either, and I'm going to check it out. But I've seen the trailer, and from the trailer itself, people were saying that this definitely deserves an Oscar because they completely changed Jessica Chastain.
Andrew Garfield too.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield too. And best adapted screenplay is next, and Coda won this. And next one is best original screenplay. Kenneth Branagh won for Belfast. I'm actually interested in Belfast because that seems like a Roma type of movie, which is actually good. Sorry, sorry, Roma.
See, I'm Irish, but I don't really. Sometimes I don't like close to home movies, so I wouldn't watch a lot of Irish movies.
Uh huh.
And I was putting Belfast off for so long, but it's getting so much talk around it,
Yeah.
and it's obviously good. So I will have to check it out. I just don't like some Irish movies are just the production value of them aren't that good, but this looks like an American movie, American budget made in Ireland. So it probably does look better than most of the movies. And a lot of Irish movies are depressing, and this movie's probably depressing as well. So
Maybe
that's probably why.
maybe I like it too because obviously Steppenwolf is in it, and apparently it's loosely based on Kenneth Branagh's life, real life. So yeah, that's interesting. All right, so next up we have Best Supporting Actor, and this goes to Troy Kotsur from Coda. And I haven't seen Coda yet; it's on my list. Again, but yeah, cool. He's also the second deaf person ever to win an Oscar for acting, and the first man to ever win for acting.
Nice. That's pretty. That's a huge achievement.
Yes. And next up, we have Best Supporting Actress goes to Ariana DeBose from West Side Story. I haven't watched that movie. I'm not interested in
Yeah.
that movie. I
I
don't give
was
a fuck.
see. I the movie's like 3 hours long, so I have to. I was gonna watch it one night, but then I like 3 hours long because I didn't want to be. I didn't want to stay up that late. But also like Into the Heights put me off musicals in a way because I didn't really like that movie. I but see, it's weird because I love The Greatest Showman, and Lin Manuel Miranda did Tick Tick Boom, and I loved Tick Tick Boom. Thought that was really good. And then
Really?
he did, yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was good. But then he did. See, he makes the songs and musicals and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I thought Andrew Garfield was entertaining in Tick Tick Boom. But Into the Heights, I turned it off for like 30 minutes. Just couldn't get into it. I just didn't like any of the characters. I didn't like any of the actors. So I turned it off. So I haven't seen her full before. Well, no, I want to watch West Side Story. Spielberg, of course, first time doing a musical, and Ansel Elgort, he's in that as well. And the other actress that's causing shit the
Nobody
whole time.
cares.
Is she in that one?
Nobody cares.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one who doesn't get invited. So I will check it out eventually.
Yeah. I won't be checking it out.
Rachel
I don't care.
Rachel something. Is that
Rachel
her name?
Zegler.
She'd probably go crazy because I don't know her name now or something. She's yeah. Did you see her bit last night from the Oscars? It was like she was presenting an award and she was like, oh, it's like a dream come true to do this, but like you only find out a few days ago that you're going to be on it. So some kind of like dig towards the one of the other award shows she wasn't invited to. It was like, come on, please, get over yourself.
Yeah. All right. So next up we have Best Director, and this goes to Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog, and she's the third female director ever to win the Best Director award, which is a real shame because there have been movies in the past that probably should have won the female directors, but I haven't seen this movie yet, so I don't know. And I really don't like her at all. So
No, I don't like hers either. I didn't like her comments to Serena Williams
yeah,
about that was bad. That was bad. She was like, "Oh, you are in a male sport, but you don't ever play against the males. I
yeah.
do." Like that was just completely
And they
bullshit.
were sitting in the
Um,
audience.
yeah, yeah. So, Power of the Dog is good. It's quite boring though as well because it's a very slow story and it doesn't really lead to anywhere. There's a lot of underlining metaphorical material there that if you're not like big into movies or a cinephile, you might not appreciate or you might not like. I don't see many people who aren't big into movies finishing this movie on Netflix. Um, Performances are all good, brilliant. I love Jesse Plemons, Kirsten Dunst, fantastic. Benedict Cumberbatch, all give amazing performances. The film looks beautiful because of where it's shot. Shot in the middle of nowhere. I don't know which country, but it's like a cowboy scenario and like a ranch. Great shots, great shots. But in terms of um, like she winning Best Director. I don't know. I haven't seen all the movies on the list, but I don't think it's better directed than say Dune or better directed than other movies I've seen. Like it's well directed, but I don't know. It's weird how they pick this movie for best screenplay, this movie for best cinematography, but then they don't pick that director from those movies. They pick a different
Yeah.
director. So I don't know if
I
like she
think
doesn't body
I
directed,
hate
but
to say that, but I think that she only got voted because she was a woman. And there were already four, because remember these are the Academy members who are voting, right? And they always have political agendas. They always do in their voting. They always do. And she might be a great director, but it having only five spots in here and four of them are men, um I
and
don't think they
also
had a choice.
we have a white man one, a black man one, a deaf man one, a woman one.
Yes.
We all want diversity and stuff like that. But for me, the best performer or best
Yep.
creator should win the award.
Yep.
And I know diversity and all that is good, but when it comes down to it, it should be the best person who wins. And maybe throughout years, the best person did not win because they were a certain color
Yeah.
or because they were deaf. And now that has changed, and they're more open to the idea, which is great. But I don't think we'll ever
Absolutely.
get that balance ever. With any of it, to say the
Absolutely.
best person is going to win, and that's a shame. So
Yeah. So usually it's also about, not it's not always that best person wins because it depends on the votes of the audience members and all that. So I'm fine with that. And I'm not complaining about the winner here because I haven't seen the all the movies, so I'm not sure about that either. I'm just, saying that her nomination itself is, a token one, I think. But yeah, moving on to Best Animated Feature. Okay, so I thought this one was very, very, very tough because you have Encanto, you have Luca, you have the Mitchells versus the Machines, you have Raya the Last Dragon, and you have Flea. I haven't seen Flea, so I don't know what that one is, but I have seen all the others. Oh, I haven't seen Raya as well, Raya and the Last Dragon. But that was a very successful movie, and everybody loved it. So it has to be good. Um, I thought, this was well deserved. Encanto was a pretty amazing movie. I would have been fine with either three of them winning, Encanto or Mitchell's versus the Machines or Luca. I thought they were the three of them equally deserved it. But Encanto, I think it hit harder with a lot of people because it's just a beautiful movie and the songs are, amazing. I thought this movie had one of the best soundtrack albums in a long, long time. Like every single song was pretty good. And it wasn't even like Disney cheerful songs. It had like a hip hop song, it had rap, it had kind of modern songs, but it also had those, other language songs as well. And it was a complete mix of songs and all of them were pretty good. The main thing that I got after watching the movie, and I think I tweeted this as well, was this movie has one of the best song albums of in a long time. But yeah,
Again, like ever since I stopped living with my sisters, dude, I probably have a criminal list of anime movies I have not watched in years. I still haven't seen Coco. I still haven't
what?
seen. I still haven't seen the one with. There's Coco, the one with Jamie Foxx. That what's that one called?
Jamie
Um,
Foxx?
Jamie Foxx is in it. I think there's or what's it called? Jamie Foxx is the voice of the character. It's like a music movie.
Oh, oh,
Um,
oh, oh, Soul,
Soul. I still haven't seen Soul.
dude.
I still haven't seen The Incredibles 2. I
Soul's
still have
voice was
not.
Jamie Foxx.
I, I he was one of the characters. I haven't I haven't seen a lot of them, and I haven't seen it in Enchanto or Encanto, however you say it. The Mitchell versus the Machines. I haven't seen any of
Dude,
those
what are you
movies at
doing?
all. Well, I watched grown-up movies. I know. I don't. I don't. It's just before this, I was in an environment where these movies were always on or being watched, and I haven't been in that environment, and I haven't created that environment for myself. So I have a lot that I need to catch up on. But I am going to watch Buzz Lightyear because I'm a big Toy Story fan. So I'll watch that one. I'll go see that one.
Look, I love Pixar, and I think, one thing that Pixar does well is it appeals to everyone, regardless of what some people might say. But Encanto is not a Pixar movie, it's a Disney animation movie, and I was really surprised because usually those movies aren't that good. Um, so, yeah, Encanto is pretty good. I would definitely recommend. And the best original song went to Billie Eilish and Phineas for No Time to Die, and not surprised. I don't know
Yeah,
enough about the others for me to have an opinion on this, but it's a
but she's
pretty
only
cool song.
19, and she's 19, 20, and she got an
Yeah,
Oscar.
dude.
That's pretty good. That's awesome.
He
And
also won a
yeah,
Grammy.
yeah, she'll probably get the what did they call it? That thing where they win all the awards.
EGOT.
EGOT. Maybe she'll get that eventually. But yeah, No Time to Die. I'm glad this movie won an Oscar of some capacity because it is the last movie with Craig and
Hmm.
the last
Yeah.
James Bond movie. So I think that's good. That's a good feeling send off for the movie to achieve an Oscar.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Best Actress, which we will not skip. It's Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Again, I haven't seen the rest of the movies. I haven't seen any of the movies in this category, actually.
Who
I haven't even
else?
seen
Who else?
Spencer. Okay, so it's
Oh
Olivia
yeah, yeah.
Colman for The Lost Daughter, which I'm going to see. It's actually on Netflix and it keeps showing up whenever I pause something. So I'm
Yeah.
actually gonna see that one. Being the Ricardos, I am not gonna watch. I have no interest in that. And there's Madres Paraleas. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry, and I'm not gonna watch that either. Spencer, I might check out. Kristen Stewart's Spencer. Because I thought the trailers look interesting. It's Kristen Stewart. She's always great. So yeah.
Yeah, as an Irishman, I don't watch too many English bias movies either. I don't watch The Queen, The Crown. I refuse to watch The Crown. But no, I heard this story though with Spencer with Christian Stewart. Was actually wasn't so propaganda-ish. I heard the family didn't like it as much,
Hmm.
So maybe if the family doesn't like it, that's probably maybe because it's some of it's true, stuff like that. So yeah, Kristen Stewart's a great actress. I'm sure she's
Yeah.
fine in the movie. But Jessica Chastain has been around a while. She's kind of been
Yep.
knocking on that Oscar door. So maybe that adds to it as well that she's been in line before. And look, and she's a great actress anyway. I know she gets a lot of hate and stuff. You know, some people don't like her, but yeah, I am interested to check out the Fate of Tammy Faye because
Yes.
it's a true story. It's based on real characters, and yeah, I'll definitely have to check that one out.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal actor, man. I cannot complain about this win, at all, because I definitely think she deserves this, but I'm just not saying it because I haven't seen the other movies. So, yeah, she's definitely great and deserved an Oscar in her life because her movies she just performs outperforms everyone. So yeah,
Yeah.
the next one is Best Actor, and that goes to Will Smith for acting really well in a movie.
Yeah. No, he was phenomenal in King Richard. Really good.
I haven't seen that one
And
yet.
yeah, the minute I watched that film, I was like, he's gonna win best actor for this movie because he was just brilliant. He carried the movie. Everything outside of the movie was good, but he was on a different level. He was phenomenal. He really transformed into that character, and Serena and Venus Williams' dad. And there's some heartbreaking scenes. And it's a really good movie, and he's fantastic in it. So he's been knocking on the door a while too for his Oscar, nominated in the past, and he's finally gotten it. But he might have overshadowed his own huge achievement by what he did previous. But yeah, he well deserved. Who else was nominated in that
Yeah,
category?
so it was Javier Bardem for being the Ricardos. And then we had Andrew Garfield for Tick Tick Boom. I didn't like Tick Tick Boom much, but I thought his performance was really good. He really, he did what Andrew Garfield does. So, um, Benedict Cumberbatch in The Power of the Dog.
He could have won it because he had a very good performance, and there's kind of not a twist, but there's something else going on with that character in the movie, and it's hinted at throughout. And then when it's kind of revealed, I thought Benedict Cumberbatch's performance in that scene was like I wouldn't if he had won, I wouldn't have any complaints at all because he was really good in that movie.
Nice. And then we have last Denzel Washington for Tragedy of Macbeth. I thought a lot of people said he should have won when they saw the movie. But of course, King Richard, when they saw that movie, they said that Will Smith definitely is winning.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I thought I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't have been surprised if Denzel won this because again, he was awesome in that movie as well. You should definitely check it out, man.
It,
It's pretty good movie.
yeah, it just seemed like Will Smith's time. It was his time to
Yep,
win. It seemed like one of those.
it's
Um,
been a long time coming.
yeah, no, yeah, and he deserved it. But if any of them had won, probably no complaints either.
Yeah,
But just you were rooting for Will Smith to win uh, before he kind of did what he did. But
yeah. And then we have finally winners of Best Picture. Congratulations to Coda. And I think a lot of people actually thought that this was gonna win. Even I thought that this was gonna win, even without seeing the movie, just because of the material, the trailers, the hype of it, and all that. I'm gonna watch it as well. So yeah, that movie won, but it also
yeah,
beat.
well,
Yeah, go ahead.
we haven't seen the movie, and do you know what? If it didn't win, I probably would never see the movie. Maybe but it makes me want to see it now. Why it won best
Yeah,
movie, Coda, and it's a very interesting. It's all deaf characters or there's a deaf character. I'm not too sure what the actual story is, but that's interesting in its own right. That the movie
there's one family where
was that
everyone is deaf, I think.
yeah, that's an achievement in its own right. Where it was a deaf
Yep.
movie, doesn't appeal to everybody because a lot of people wouldn't watch the movie.
Yeah.
But I think it must be fantastic if it won Best Picture. So I'm definitely going to check out Coda now as soon as I can.
Yeah. And I was gonna say something, but oh yeah, it's an Apple TV Plus movie. So guess who won
Yeah,
again?
yeah. So it's
Apple TV
yeah,
Plus now has an Oscar.
yeah, and
So early in its days, they
it's
have an
the
Oscar.
it's A24 and it's Apple TV for me if you want the best quality,
Yeah.
best shot, director. freedom type those movies because they're just fantastic. I
Yeah.
kind of I think they must use some alien technology on camera because it's just looks perfect. It really does every single time. Whether you're at home on your TV watching it or you're in stuff, it looks perfect,
Yeah.
perfect.
And it beat Dune, Belfast, Power of the Dog, King Richard, Nightmare Alley, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Licorice Pizza, and West Side Story.
Pretty big achievement to beat all those great directors and
Yes, it is.
great performances. Yeah, Licorice Pizza was good. I thought it might have won something like I don't. Was there an Oscar for best original screenplay? I
Yes.
thought I might have won something for that. Who won that one?
Best original screenplay went to Kenneth Branagh for Belfast.
Well, Belfast. Yeah, I thought maybe Licorice Pizza. I don't think it was nominated for that one, but I don't know if Thomas Paul Anderson created that himself or whatever. I thought I might have won something else because it was really good. Nightmare Alley was really good too. Did you see that movie?
Yes, I liked
Its
it.
tone kind of shifted. Its tone. Maybe that's why it wasn't like a perfect kind of movie. It was interesting.
It was a very weird
It was an
movie,
interesting movie, but
but very
and it
yeah.
transitioned to something else than what it set up, kind of. But yeah, I think it's a great achievement. Spielberg could have won for West Side Story. The Academy loves
I'm
him.
so
He's been around
glad.
long enough
I'm
where
so glad that
he
didn't
doesn't
win,
need
dude.
Oscars.
I'm so
Yeah,
glad
but
that
he
didn't
doesn't
win.
need.
Yeah,
I think like nominating him is like it's just he's it's like Meryl Streep, but they don't need the Oscars. But like it just shows that they're the best at what they do. They could easily win Oscars every year if they do. If
yeah,
they really if the Academy wanted to, they'd probably have no problem giving him an Oscar every year. It's just to give
yeah,
everyone else a chance.
yeah. So yeah, I really enjoyed this year's Oscars, and I I was looking forward to watching it, but leading up to it, it was just bad news after bad news, and the stuff that happened in this year's Oscars made it pretty interesting.